Night fishing secrets for spring. When the water warms, the action begins as spring nights grow warmer and the daytime bustle fades. The waterside becomes a hidden stage for anglers, while the world sleeps. A quiet frenzy unfolds beneath the surface. With rising temperatures and smaller day-night differences, lakes and rivers begin to stratify subtly. Sunlight warms the surface during the day, and although it cools slightly at night, the middle and lower layers of water retain steady warmth. This thermal layering acts as a biological switch, subtly activating fish behavior. Species like crucian carp, common carp, and yellow catfish, known for their cold tolerance, begin moving from deeper zones to shallows and weed beds in search of food. These fish, often cautious by day, become bolder after dark. For anglers, this creates a golden window of opportunity, free from pesky bait thieves, and ideal for catching sizable fish with their guard down. Choosing the right spot, where temperature meets terrain to zero in on your target fish during spring nights. Your choice of fishing spot should follow two principles: water temperature and terrain. In the early evening, scout the transition zones where shallow meets deep, especially in wind-sheltered coves with good sun exposure or areas thick with aquatic plants. These spots absorb heat quickly during the day and release it slowly at night, maintaining bottom temperatures that are 1–2 degrees Celsius warmer than open water. If you find submerged tree trunks or man-made structures like bridge pilings or stone dams, take note: they provide shelter and attract bait, creating natural ambush zones for predators. Fish movement at night is often gradual. In the first half of the night, start by targeting shallow areas, 1.5 to 2 meters deep. As the night progresses and the water stabilizes, expand your coverage toward deeper zones around 3 meters. Setting multiple baited zones increases your odds of hooking a fish during these active feeding periods. Bait strategy. Getting the blend just right. Bait selection is the secret weapon of successful spring night fishing. For omnivorous species like crucian and common carp, a well-balanced mix of aroma and nutrition is key. While fishy-scented baits remain popular, you'll need to fine-tune the mix based on water temperature. Since nighttime currents tend to be weak, use a moderately light bait to prevent it from sinking too deeply into the silt. A go-to formula might include 40% fish-based bait, 30% cereal-based, attractants, 20% snowflake, powder for lightness, 10% alcohol-soaked grains. Add a touch of fruity acid or appetite enhancer to increase palatability. If you're after carnivorous fish like yellow catfish or channel catfish, live bait holds a clear advantage. When using worms, hook them about 1 centimeter from the head to allow natural tail movement. For pungent chunks like chicken or pork liver, cut them into 1 centimeter cubes to ensure they stay on the hook during casting. When it comes to pre-baiting, use a two-pronged approach. Start by laying a foundation with fermented corn or alcohol-infused grains to attract fish. Then, every 30 minutes, add a small amount of powdered, cloud-forming bait. The combination of smell and visual cloud keeps fish lingering longer in your zone. Gear and setup. Balance sensitivity with stealth. Your gear needs to be tuned for both responsiveness and discretion. Rods in the 4.5 to 5.4 meter range provide enough reach to cover both shallow banks and deeper waters. A medium stiff action offers enough spring to set the hook effectively without being too stiff. Avoid thick lines that might spook fish. Main line of 1.2 and leader of 0.8 should handle most fish under 3 pounds. If targeting bigger carp, go up to a 2.0 main line and 1.2 leader, but increase the sinker weight to maintain bite sensitivity. 4 floats. Electronic versions with a long stem and short body work well in light breezes. When setting the float, aim for a subtle setup, balance the hook and bait so it floats just above neutral, and adjust for 2 to 3 visible points. This helps filter out false signals from smaller fish and clearly registers the distinct bite patterns of your targets. Light discipline is vital. Never shine your headlamp directly onto the water. Keep it angled low to avoid spooking fish. When landing a catch, wrap a towel around the fish's head to muffle thrashing and reduce noise. Reading the bite. Timing is everything. Understanding bite behavior is crucial for success. Crucian carp usually produce rapid light taps, followed by a steady 1 to 2 marked dip on the float. Set the hook on the second or third definitive pull. Carp, on the other hand, are more cautious. Their bite often starts with a gentle bobbing motion before the float slowly sinks. Patience is key. Wait until the float fully disappears before striking. If you notice fish rising to the surface often due to sudden changes in oxygen levels, adjust your strategy. Try fishing 10 to 20 centimeters off the bottom with buoyant bait, or switch to foam lures and a twitching technique to stimulate interest through movement. Keep in mind that while fish are more active in spring, they're also preparing to spawn. Their fights may lack the intensity of summer or fall, so avoid aggressive pulling. Once hooked, gently lift the rod tip to create a parabolic curve. Let the fish make its first run, then slowly guide it sideways to drain its energy. Once it's tired, use a landing net from the front to scoop it in. This greatly reduces the chances of losing your catch. Stay legal, stay ethical, as thrilling as spring night fishing can be. It's important to follow local regulations. Many regions designate April to June as closed seasons to protect spawning fish. Night fishing or certain tackle types may be restricted during this time. Always check local rules before heading out. If you accidentally catch a gravid female, release it immediately. Preserving the vitality of the night waters ensures that every future cast holds the same promise and excitement. About me, I'm a passionate angler and content creator who loves sharing real-world fishing tips. Subscribe for weekly tips, wild fishing stories, and tackle talk. Like, save, and follow so you don't miss the next drop. Tight lines, everyone!